Hello viewers, I am Justin Marshall, working as an assistant professor, PG Department of Computer Applications, St.Joseph College of Arts and Science, Cuddalore. In this video, we are going to see about cursors in PLSQL. So cursor is a private SQL work area, is used to fetch rows written by a query. So in the program, PLSQL program, cursor is used to fetch rows written by a query. We can retrieve the rows into the cursor by using a query and then fetch the rows one at a time from the cursor. So for this purpose, we are using the cursor in PLSQL. So it's one of the important concept in PLSQL to fetch more than one rows from the database and store it temporarily in the cursor. And from the cursor, we can able to fetch one by one. So there are two types of cursors. One is implicit cursors, second one is explicit cursors. In implicit cursors, the Oracle server uses implicit cursors to pass and execute your SQL statements. In explicit cursors, it explicitly declared by the program to use the cursor. These are the two types of cursors. Here we are going to see the cursor attributes. So we are having four type of cursor attributes: row count, found, not found, is open. Row count is used to count the number of rows affected by the most recent SQL statement. It will return an integer value based on number of rows affected by the most recent SQL statement. Second one is found. So it's an Boolean attribute that evaluates true if the most recent SQL statement affects one or more rows. If one or more rows affected, then SQL percentage found will return true. Third one is not found. It just works opposite to SQL percentage found. It's also a Boolean attribute that evaluates to true if the most recent SQL statement does not affect any rows. And the last final one is open. SQL percentage is open. It always evaluates to false in implicit cursors because PLSQL closes the implicit cursors immediately after they are executed. So in implicit cursor, it always evaluates to be false. But in explicit cursor, the programmer or the user has to close the cursor. So at the time it may be written true. But in implicit cursor, it always returns false. So these are four cursor attributes used along with the cursor. In this slide, we are going to see about how the implicit cursor is implemented. Here I have given one program to implement the implicit cursor. First line, we are declaring one bind variable by using the keyword variable and then variable name as rows underscore deleted and data type varchar2 is declared. Now we are writing the program by starting with declare. Variable name v underscore emp number is used here by referencing the employee table dot emp number column percentage type. So by using this employee number percentage type, we are converting this v underscore emp name number variable into emp number type data type which is present in the employee table. That's what we are doing here. And then begin to start the executable coding. V underscore emp number colon equal to ampersand EMP number. We are getting the value in the runtime. So we are using the ampersand symbol. By getting that value, we are going to delete the value based on the EMP number what we are getting at the runtime. So I am writing delete from employees where EMP number equal to V underscore EMP number. So the number given here will be get deleted. So based on that, I am going to count how many rows has been deleted by using the SQL percentage row count attribute. So I am using the rows underscore deleted variable which I am declared at the starting. It's an bind variable. So while I am assigning, we have to give colon variable name rows underscore deleted. For assigning colon equal to SQL percentage row count, which counts the number of rows affected. Here delete from employee, I am written the query. So based on that it counts, and then by using the concatenation I am adding rows deleted. So number of rows number I will be getting it. With that I am concatenating rows deleted. Now I am giving end to end the program. Now after that, if we want to see the result, we have to use print rows deleted, rows underscore deleted, so we can able to know how many rows has been deleted here by using the SQL percentage row count attribute. So this is an example of how to use the implicit cursor. Now we are moving on to explicit cursor. Here we have to follow 5 steps to implement the explicit cursor. The first one is to declare the variables that we needed to store the column values for a row. And then second one is we have to declare the cursor which contains a query. Third, we have to open the cursor. Fourth one, by opening the cursor, in fourth step we are going to fetch the values which are present in the cursor one by one and storing into the variables in the declare in the step 1. So you would do something with those variables such as display on the screen or doing some calculation and so on. So by fetching that value we can do any calculations or manipulations or we can able to display. And finally we have to close the cursor. So these are the steps, 5 steps should be following to implement the explicit cursor. In next slide we are going to see how to implement the explicit cursor. So declare, and then I am declaring one variable v underscore emp by referencing the employee table percentage row type. So here I am referencing the whole row type, so I am using the row type, and then I am declaring the cursor by using the keyword of cursor. Cursor name is select star from employee where department equal to 10. So here what I am doing is I am fetching the rows where department equal to 10 and storing into cursor emp underscore cursor. I am using the name as emp underscore cursor. You can use any name, it's up to the user choice. So now begin. I am opening the cursor. What I am using is emp underscore cursor. So open emp cursor, emp underscore cursor, and then to fetch the number of cursors data is present in the cursor, I am using simple loop here. So in this program I am using simple loop. So I am giving loop. I am using the keyword of fetch emp underscore cursor into v underscore emp. So I am fetching the information which are present in the emp cursor into v underscore emp one by one, and I am asking to exit when emp cursor not found. So we have already seen the cursor attributes not found. So if the cursor attributes does not have any value, then it automatically exits. So that's what I have written the code in exit when emp underscore cursor percentage not found, and dbms underscore output dot put underscore line is used to print the values present in the variable v underscore emp. So I am using v underscore emp dot emp number, v underscore emp dot emp name, and then v underscore emp dot salary. In between, I am concatenating the comma between one value to another value. We may be having more number of values, but I am displaying only 3 values: emp number, emp name, and salary. And finally, I am ending the loop, as well as I am ending the close emp cursor. So I am closing the cursor, and finally I am ending the program. So this is the way of implementing the exit cursor by using the simple loop. So by that we can able to fetch one by one, and we can able to display in the screen by using the dbms underscore output dot line. And next we are going to implement the same procedure, but we are going to use the for loop. So that's the difference between the two. So here it's very easy to implement the cursor by using the for loop with considered to the simple loop. So I am declaring the program declare, and then I am using cursor same name emp underscore cursor is select star from employee where department equal to 10. So I am fetching the information and storing in emp cursor. That's what we have done in the last program. Same we are doing it here, and then begin. But here it's not necessary to declare the variable what I am using it for loop. So v underscore emp. So it's not necessary to declare here. So straight away we can able to use the variable name inside the for loop. So begin for loop v underscore emp in emp cursor. In emp cursor we may be having many rows. So I am fetching one by one in v underscore emp, and then loop dbms underscore output dot line. I am going to display the value present in the v underscore emp. So I am giving v underscore emp dot emp number, concatenating comma, and then v underscore emp name, v underscore emp salary, or other attributes which we are having in emp cursor. We can give it, but for here I am giving as a sample of 3 columns: emp number, emp name, salary, and we are ending the loop as well as ending the program. So it looks more easier compared to simple loop. So you may be having an idea about how to implement cursors in PLSQL program. Thank you.